Okay, so you want to scale your construction business, but does this mean that you have to work even harder than you were working before? What if you scale problems that you have now and turn them into larger problems? There's a lot that we're going to unpack here if you want to stick around and watch this video. If you want to scale your construction company, definitely keep watching, because this is how the billion-dollar contractors do it, the $100 million contractors, even the $10 million contractors. There's some scale there, because a lot of contractors are going about this the wrong way. They're actually making their lives harder and worse because they have this huge headache versus a small headache. The small headache turns into a migraine. You know what I'm saying? They try to scale and they add more people, and bro, you got to do it right. So in this video, you're going to learn the crucial elements for you to scale your construction company so you can actually do it right the first time and not make a huge mistake. So what does scaling even mean? A lot of people think like, oh, it's just making the company bigger, but you know, you have more people, more tools, more projects, more everything, more materials, and there's so much going on. You have more revenue, but you might not have more profit. And that is one of the big problems, is looking big, being big, but not making a net profit. So scaling is about taking the net profit and increasing that at a faster pace than the resources that you would need for that, right? So let me break this down. You want to have a strong, healthy net profit, and then we start getting into the next steps, which I'm going to cover in this video, for you to go ahead and make those hires, add more expenses. You want to maximize the gap between what you put in versus what you get out of this whole entrepreneurship thing that you're embarking on here in life. There really are a lot of huge companies that are these behemoths that looks like they're just absolutely crushing it. But if you actually looked at their books, they're actually making not much of a net profit at all. And in my opinion, that's actually a much worse position to be in. I'd rather make more money and have a smaller company than make like less money and have this huge potential headache, you know? And you can scale your net profit easily by not always focusing on the top line. You can focus on the bottom line. How can we add more revenue to this project? How can we find a new client? How can we do this? How can we find a more high margin client, right? How can we get into medical work? How can we build schools? How can we, find a better clientele so you can go and make more net profit? So then you can actually go ahead and add the people that you need, the marketing that you need, hire that sales guy, and really start scaling and taking things to the next level. And of course, we'll talk about system building too. And a big word of caution moving forward is fix your now. Fix what the problems you have now are going to turn into much larger problems in the future. And here's what I mean. You want to do a deep analysis of your current position. Where's your culture at? Where's your people at? Do you have good accounting in place? What all these different things. Do you have an HR process? Do you have a new client process? All the systems and processes are going to break if they're not set up properly. So you want to build a deep foundation before you go ahead and stack this big building on top of your business foundation. The building being more people, more clients, more headache, more revenue, really more leads that you have to deal with. You really want to make sure to develop deeper systems so you can handle the load of becoming a 5, 10, 50, $100 million company and beyond. Because whatever is messy now is going to be even messier once you start scaling. And the bigger your company, the bigger your problems, so the more money it's going to take to fix those problems. It's going to be a big expenses if those problems turn into bigger problems. So the time to start cleaning all this stuff up is now. By the way, if you're liking this video, click the like button. Thanks. It helps the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate it. And the next step to start scaling is you really got to have a plan. And once you create that plan of really what you want your company to look like, smell like, feel like, what kind of projects you want to do, what kind of people do you want to hire, write it all out, create a great grand vision. You can then start breaking your 10-year goals into 5-year, and then 3-year, 1 year, and then quarterly, and then monthly. Then what are we doing this week and today? You really don't go too crazy, but just break it down into some segments. Be like, to get here is going to take these action steps, and then put those things on the calendar. Be like, I'm going to do this networking, I'm going to do this, that to grow my company. That's how you're going to get ahead. Take your goals, break it down into chunks, and start working. Because getting things onto paper or digital, I use digital stuff, but getting it written down is the difference between a vague idea and an actual plan that's going to happen. So the next step here after you get these things cleaned up, etc., is you really need to focus on marketing, because you can't scale without marketing, because you got to have endless leads just pouring in. I have tons of videos. I even have a whole online course, how to market your construction business, on jesselane.com. But you really need to focus on marketing, because a lot of contractors, man, they just rely 100% on word of mouth or referrals, and those things are great. And you want to have relationships built to where you can open up those floodgates. But if you can always consistently attract new clients, like on autopilot at scale, that's the only way that you're going to scale. It's kind of the first piece. You really got to have the marketing dialed in. By the way, if for free, if you go to jesselane.com, I have the marketing roadmap for contractors. You can literally go on there now and get it for free. It breaks down 30 amazing ways in a roadmap for you to follow for marketing a construction business. So definitely check that out. And one of the main reasons contractors don't have time for marketing is because they're running around doing everything themselves, or doing something that they shouldn't be doing at all, that doesn't require their entrepreneurial spirit, their vision, what they're good at. They're the business owner. They shouldn't be doing their own books and being a superintendent, or being a project manager, or being the estimator, or even being the sales guy, or even being the COO, the Chief Operations Officer. It's really great when you can actually step back and then put these positions in place so you can have more time to focus on scaling your company, right? Marketing, shouting your name off the rooftops, right? Putting in the proper systems. And it's super important to have amazing people work for you. You're going to be hiring these people so you can scale, but they have to operate at a high level. But how do you get them to operate at a high level? Well, first of all, when you're hiring them, give them quizzes and make sure that they're actually the right culture fit, the right skills, all these things, actually understand construction, right? But then when you have training processes, we help you do that. If you're interested in my coaching program, you can just go to jesselane.com/coaching and you can check out Automation Blueprint, where we help you put in the sales, marketing, estimating, project management, office manager, these positions, systems into your company. So then you can go and hire these people and have it all start running like clockwork, because they know what they're doing at that point. You know what I'm saying? And they don't need to come crying to you, but well, what do I do? Well, it's in your job description. It's in the system. We use Structure software that I've developed to host all of our systems and scorecards and checklists and quizzes to make sure that they're on the same page. When we get alerted these quiz results, there's all kinds of beautiful things, but we write all of our SOPs in there too. Images, videos, bulleted lists, explaining exactly what we expect and how to do something within our company, every little thing. Because every little thing in your company needs to have a written process. And this really is the key behind scaling. Once you have, everything organized and you get the right people, and when you start building systems, this is when your business can go to the moon and way beyond the moon. Like you go to Mars, you go to Pluto, bro. Like if you have a checklist for everything that happens in your company and an SOP, a standard operating procedure, you're golden, bro. And if you are interested in learning more about how we actually help you put these systems in your construction company, just go to jesselane.com and check out the coaching. And we would love to have you in Automation Blueprint. I mean, we're having so much fun taking all these construction businesses to the absolute moon. So fill out an application and talk to my team, and we'll see if we can help. Because then once you have it all set and your marketing is dialed in, you're rocking and rolling, bro. You're golden. You're gonna go really, really far. Then you start connecting all these different marketing things. You're doing everything that works, and then your SEO's kicking in and your relationships are golden. They see you online, and it's just gonna build, bro. You're gonna turn into a $100 million company before you know it. So click the like button, and we'll see you in the next video. You can click the one that's gonna pop up in a second. See you soon.